The show is about to start in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And we're off.
Hey, everybody.
What's happening, all?
What's going on?
Happy Tuesday.
Got a big crowd tonight.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
I don't know.
I don't either.
I must look good.
Maybe it has something to do with the video we just showed of the clearer.
Yep. Dude.
It's kind of a big thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome to our show, where our focus is the people and keeping everybody unified on the same page. we all do our part in this, and everyone's important. And we're here for you guys, for a platform for you guys to speak, say what you want to say. And we're here for justice for John, Karen, Sandra, Justin, Enrique,
The town of Canton.
the town of Canton.
Yeah.
There's some big news out of Canton today, so we'll hold off on that. Maybe we'll talk about it on Sundays with Jen.
Oh shit.
But if you can't wait, whatever.
Yeah.
So suggestions about topics, let us know. You guys have any messages you want us to relay, let us know. We're going to be taking calls sooner than later. I know we say that every week, but we're gonna.
No, we bought a thing, but we just got it today, so we don't know how to use it yet.
We
so.
have to figure it out because we're just two idiots. Just
Wow. Yeah, well,
anyway.
Yeah.
Hoodies
oh,
are available. I have mine on today. I can say that it's very, very comfortable. So if you want one, Venmo me. It's on the bottom. Also, the Cash App is on the bottom if you want to support. But if you do Venmo me about the sweatshirts or whatever, just put your size, your color, where you want it delivered, that sort of thing, and we will take care of you. It's awesome to see all those sweatshirts out there.
yeah, it's great. I
And
love
t-shirts and all that cool stuff. Yeah.
it. And go.
Wow. I'm looking at the comments right now. It's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know how people do it by themselves. Try to keep up with the comments.
I know
Ridiculous.
it is crazy.
It's a talent.
But yeah.
Yeah. So let's go through the rest of everything and let's get to the meat and potatoes, as you would say. So Sundays we do a little thing. If you want to pull up the branding, we do a little thing Sundays with Jen. So Sundays typically at 6:30 we talk about all things Canton. So tune in, check that out. It's always a good time. It's a great platform to hear all about what's going on in town, and from Jen's perspective, and she's very grounded in all of it. So we value her opinion, her perspective, and we just love having her on anyway. So anyway, what else do we got here?
I just want to give a shout out to Esty. She was on our show last week,
Oh, yeah.
and she was awesome.
Yeah, she did a great job.
Yeah, she's been busy this week too. So you go, girl. Also, I want to the Cash App we got from Kurt, our loyal contributor. He sends $12.10 because that's when Colin claims he left the house at 12:10.
Thank you, Kurt.
Thank you, Kurt. Speaking of Kurt.
Well done. No, speaking of Kurt, he was up north this past weekend here. There it is, right there.
Oh yeah, this is Kurt.
Hey now. Hey now. Hey now.
Anyway, okay, yeah.
I was like, what the
I
hell?
didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh no, it's fantastic. What the fuck are you sending me, dude?
Kurt.
Great, love it. I love it.
Thank you for your contribution, Kurt. We appreciate the support every week.
No, it's fantastic. Again, great people. We meet all the best people throughout this movement. And Kurt is definitely up there on the list.
Yeah.
He's funny as hell too. He cracks me out. The hey now thing is just, I get it daily. Random hey nows and quotes from friggin' old movies and shit. It's fantastic. Let's see. Do the heads up on the Star Drive-In has the craft fair. Save the date. This is coming up on December 8th. There we go. I got my glasses on. I can't see. December 8th. Always a good take down there. Erica Madden throws a hell of a little party and what she has going on. Santa Claus is going to be there and all the stuff. So the holiday craft fair, the people that show up, the vendors and the crafts, like there's so much out there. These people are super talented. I can barely build I can't even build a snowman at this stage.
Sure you can.
I don't know.
Don't sell yourself short, Dana.
It's cold out there.
But that stuff is really good. I go there and I have to I just want to buy everything.
Yep.
So check it out.
And the food kicks ass.
The food is great.
Yep. So let's do one more thing and then we'll bring Will in, I guess. So we got get your pen and paper ready. We got the standouts upcoming for the next few days, and then we'll grab Will.
Get up, stand up for your right. Get up, stand up for your right. Get up, stand up for your right. Get up, stand up, don't give up the fight. Preacher man, don't tell me heaven is under the earth. I know you don't know what life is really worth. It's not all that Peter is gold. After story had never been told, so now you see the light. Hey, stand up for your right. Come on, get up, stand up for your right. Get up, stand up, don't give up the fight. Get up, stand up for your right. Get up, stand up, don't give up the fight. Most people think great God will come from the sky, take away everything and make everybody feel high. But if you know what life is worth, you will look for yours on earth. And now you see the light, you stand up for your right. Yeah. Get up, stand up, yeah, yeah. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Life is your right. Get up, stand up.
So there you have it. There's all the standouts for this coming week that I was aware of anyway. Quick note, shout out to the folks down the Bowen Rotary. This weekend marks their 1 year anniversary of standing out. Well done. They've actually been out there for 47 of the 52 weeks. So that's
dedication.
That's freaking awesome. I love it.
And they're such a great group.
Yep.
We love them. So good job, guys.
And also Fall River. I guess the one woman called Will's show today and announced it as well. But they're doing a standout this Sunday. It's on the list, obviously, but Sunday, 12 to 2, Fall River, Plymouth Ave and Pleasant Street. This is their very first one. I guess coffee, donuts, and Portuguese treats will be provided. So swing on down there if you're in the area and check it out. Bring your signs, show your support, and that'll be outstanding.
Oops, sorry.
Oh, sure.
Another cash app from Miss Cheryl. Thank you, Miss Cheryl, my good friend.
Cheryl.
$25 for support. I appreciate it. Thank you. We love you.
All right.
Okay,
let's do it.
You ready?
Oh, real quick. Let's say. So what happened in Canton today?
Oh yeah, I'm getting texts.
Yeah. So
my friends are pissed. They want to know now.
We don't have a shit ton of details, but the police audit. 5 Stones Intelligence signed the contract today along with the town. So it looks like the audit is moving forward. So that's big news as far as they're concerned. It's big news as far as we're concerned. It's just a matter of how someone's going to attempt to interfere with the process after this fact. So, we're moving forward, but, the fact that something was signed and something was agreed upon is
baby steps.
It's promising.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's move forward, right? So that's Canton. And
so happy.
Yep. I know. You guys happy?
My phone blew up. I'm like, why do I have 26 text messages?
What the heck's going on?
I know.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
Let's bring in that.
Yeah, let's bring in the man of the hour. You all know who he is and love him as much as we do. So let's bring him on and have chats. There he is.
Hey.
Hi, Will.
What's up,
How's it
brother?
going? What's up, everybody?
Thanks for joining us. Obviously, we're happy to have you here. And a lot of shit going on. We just wanted to kind of, regroup with you. We had you on. Shit,
Wow.
last time was in like June. You were here. You were at the trial actually.
Oh yeah, that night.
Yeah.
You'd come on.
Yeah.
I believe Scott was on as well. So yeah, we had all kinds of stuff going. So Jesus, seems like a lifetime ago, right?
Kinda, yeah. At the
Look
same
at the
time, it
trial.
feels like it was yesterday, like
Yes.
it's just things are always moving. And thank you for having me, by the way. I didn't get a chance to say that. But yeah, things are just kind of like things have been moving since I started covering this case, just really consistently. Always some development, whether it be with Karen's case directly or Turtle Boy's case or some weird spin-off sitcom that's going on around it that is related, like Kate Peter or Grant or something, so that stuff is, or there's, of course there's Sandra Birchmore as well. I still have not talked about Suggested Route, but I need to do more research on that case.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
It's definitely interesting.
Yeah, so yeah, there's always been something going on. So it seems like it's gone really fast, but it also, I guess, because we've all spent so much time together all this time that it feels like it's been forever. So
Yeah, it really does. I mean, you look at last year, our first event was the Roland Rally, and we look at it now, it's like, okay, that was over a year ago at this point.
Yeah.
It's like, holy shit. I mean, what's happened since then is just unimaginable.
yeah.
So I watched your show. Did you watch today? Were you able to watch The Glare today?
I watched.
We were
a good
both working.
majority
We
of it,
both we watch at work.
Yeah, don't tell my boss.
But yeah, the Vanity Fair article came out, and what did you think about the article? Did you think it was true to
First,
Karen?
yeah, first very large platform article that covered facts that everyone seems to have been consciously avoiding, such as names like keywords like Brian Albert, and things of that nature. Those things being mentioned, Jen McCabe and the 227 search and things like that. These are things that we've been waiting for. It seems like it's been, a year of, just because it has been, of watching one news clip and one news story after the other and one news special after the other, where you're going, come on, and they don't mention anything. And now, you have this person who has humanized Karen Reed in the media for the first time. I can't wait till part 2. I'll be live probably around the same time tomorrow morning to read the other half, because I'm totally invested. I think this writer really captured Karen really well so far.
Yeah, I think so too. I like how she mentioned, the dog and them selling the house, stuff like that.
Yeah, there was a lot.
She got really specific, and that's the stuff
She left out the $50,000 below market value.
Yeah.
Part, but that's okay. I'll take it.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
Let's not.
Yeah,
Let's not split hairs here. Okay?
Yeah, exactly. We'll take it. We'll take it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I can't wait till tomorrow.
I mean, in comparison, what 2020 and Dateline's done. Dateline. I think Dateline was the most recent one, right?
Yeah, Dateline was.
Yeah, Dateline was a little bit better than 2020, but I still, they're not painting the right picture.
Yeah.
This article really spoke to everything that as it should.
Well, because they go off angles. That's how they approach these things. They're interested in sucking in viewers. What's the most dramatic angle to go with here? Okay, so some producer's job is to go, you've got this jealous, scorned lover, and she's married to a Boston police officer, and and then she gets angry and in a jealous rage backs over him with her car and then shouts conspiracy to the whole world. That's dramatic. What I mean? And so that's it's their job to spin it that way. I'm not even mad at Dateline or 2020 for that. That's what they do. That's what I've always known them to do.
Right.
What I'm mad at is I'm mad at, like, you know, NBC 10. I'm mad at you know, not so much Boston 25, but they could do better.
Yeah.
Sure.
Boston 5, you know, I mean, these channels, they're, you know, they're in it. They're local, you know, and these details are newsworthy, and they are facts, and they are backed up with receipts, and
Right.
there's no reason why they shouldn't talk about these things and inform the local citizens there where you guys live on every detail here.
Yeah.
They,
And they know them. They know the details too. So it's a choice.
right. Exactly. That's the main thing to consider, is they know these things. They're aware.
Yeah.
So why aren't they talking about it?
Right. And we all watch the trial. You know, it's not like it's a
Right.
big secret. So
Right.
yeah, I don't know what the problem
Yeah.
is, but yeah, I mean, I think that's why it's maybe it was because it was an article rather than a TV show trying to get ratings. But I
I
don't know.
mean, let's face it, Vanity Fair is not doing anything differently, except the fact is what they did was the simplest thing, which is the only thing that I ever hoped anybody would do, which is all you have to do. If you're looking for drama, just tell the story. It's
exactly.
dramatic. It's dramatic.
Yeah.
It's unlike anything you've ever seen,
Exactly.
and it's all provable. It's in your face. It's being shoved in your face by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, not by us, not by anybody else. You know what I mean? So that's what Vanity Fair did, was they were like, okay, well, the story here, the truth is the drama. This is going to make people go, what the hell is going on here? You know?
Exactly. Exactly.
And that was it seems like a simple marketing strategy that went over everyone's head, but I don't believe that. I believe there has to be an agenda as to why they're not talking about it. So that's that, but that's me. Because any business person, I'm not even a business person, but any business person would see that as a simple strategy. Like, this story is insane. Why do you think Turtle Boy's doing so well with it? You know what I mean? Like, it's not just because he did the legwork, it's because what he discovered. It's the results that he has produced. And those results are simply details in the case that all he did was reveal. You know, he didn't make this up. He didn't pretty it up with fancy words. You know, he uncovered things that were going on and revealed them to the public. And it's dramatic as it is. So I don't believe that any news station where it's their profession to find newsworthy, you know, material, it goes over their heads to add these details, that they're too lazy. I don't believe that. I think there's a reason why they're leaving these things out, and I don't know what it is. But it has to be on a local level, because it's only the local stations, really. And then you have, like I said, Dateline in 2020, which don't count.
Yeah.
Do you see it on your local news down your way, Will, or no?
No.
No,
No.
it doesn't come up down there. I'm just curious.
The only way that would happen is if there somehow became an interest on a mass level in this area in it.
Yeah.
Which if that were to happen, it would be because there was a national interest in it, like Casey Anthony or OJ, you know.
Yeah.
But it should have that kind of attention. Simply because the people need to know what's going on. Especially in times like these, just right at the cusp of an election. I mean, in a week, we're going to vote in a new president.
Yeah.
You know, so the issue with the people's rights just being like laws being weaponized to just strip people of their rights, like blatantly in their face,
Yeah.
and then having special prosecutors show up to court to argue these things. It's insane. You know, like, if the world saw that, they'd go, what is going on over there?
Right.
You know, it blows
It's
my
unheard
mind.
of. It really is unheard of. The fact that, you know, they just keep doing what they do, knowing that they're being watched even now, and they just keep pushing forward with it. You know, the same mindset, like, fuck,
business as usual. Yeah. Like, what are they hoping to do? Like, once they end up in court, they go, I didn't know that was illegal. I didn't know I wasn't allowed to do that.
Right.
You know, is that
Right.
going to be what they're defending? Because like it's pretty much doubling down.
Yep.
You know, it's like Morrissey found out he was being investigated and said, "All right, screw it.
Yeah. Right.
I'm winning this trial." Now it's still, but the interesting thing is though, it still lines up with Alan Jackson's his motion for dismissal and disqualification. It lines up with that because in that their argument, Alan Jackson and David Uniti's argument was that if they believe, the Commonwealth believes, or Michael Morrissey believes, that a conviction of Karen Read will exonerate him. It will validate him. It'll justify everything that he's done in regards to the case.
Yep.
So if that happens, so that's why he's going like this is all desperation to get a conviction. You cannot get a conviction if you don't try, right?
Yeah.
Can't be done.
Yep.
Can't be done.
Yeah.
So if he rolls over, just pulls out of the case, then what ends up happening is it's almost an admission of guilt. Like it's just more to use against him by Josh Levy when the time comes.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. I mean, they just sit there and we'll continue to push forward because, like you say, if we back off, we're going to look horrible. So we have to win this, and that's why they're so merciless about it.
Right?
They just continue fucking with people all the time.
How anyone doesn't see Michael Morrissey contracting for pennies on the dollar, practically Boston's most infamous defense lawyer in history.
Yep.
Next to John Adams. and nobody sees this as an act of anything but desperation is beyond me. It actually baffles me. I marvel at people on Twitter who cheer this guy on like, oh, he's gonna get it done. Like, are you kidding? Do you know what he's there to do is to play misdirection?
Mm-hmm.
Lally sucked at it. Let me bring in somebody who can, because misdirection is the only way. Misdirecting this jury is the only chance we have at winning this case.
Yep.
So
he's good at what he does. I mean, I give him credit. He's got a track record, but anybody. I mean, shit.
As a prosecutor, though,
right? Yeah, I don't know.
What I mean? Why is he prosecuting an unwinnable case?
Yeah,
the evidence dictates the case is unwinnable. It just does.
He was a defense attorney for Whitey, and how'd that go over him?
Right. Right. What he's hoping to do is razzle dazzle. Morrissey thinks that what happened was Lally was boring and Alan Jackson had the jury. That's what he thinks. That Alan Jackson had the jury because he was a fancy schmancy Hollywood lawyer, right? But that's just wrong. But these actions taken by Morrissey dictate that that's what he's thinking. He's thinking, okay, well, what I need to do is outmatch Jackson in front of that jury. And that's really the only chance he has at the same time, because they don't have any evidence. They don't have a case. So the only way to present not a case to a jury is to misdirect and put a bunch of smoke and mirrors up, which is not something that, if you are a prosecutor who is under oath acting in the interest of justice, that's not what you do. You just bring facts and the truth. So the fact that they're doing this is beyond me, that people don't see it as incredibly telling that there is a conspiracy here and they are absolutely railroading Karen Read. You wouldn't need to do that. A prosecutor should never need to go to these lengths.
Right. Absolutely.
It's crazy. I've never seen any shit like this in my life.
No, it's so completely just bizarre. The whole thing, when it first started, when it first occurred, everybody's like, this woman hit her boyfriend, is what it is. And then where it is today, it's like, you gotta be shitting me. This is like well over a movie. It's nuts at this point.
Yeah. Like, and what's gonna happen is one day they will make a movie about this.
Yep.
And it'll be borderline satire. It'll be
Yeah.
like the Menendez brothers little
Right.
mini series that was just on Netflix. It'll be like
Yeah.
that. Like
Yeah.
like they're gonna have your Grant Smith Ellis. They're gonna have some idiot playing Morrissey, some comedic version of Lally, some comedic version. I mean, probably not Plevin. He's not interesting enough, but I'm saying, and you're gonna have just these caricatures of these people, because it's insane. Of Proctor, just the McAlberts. You're just gonna have this insane cast of characters.
Yep.
Like you could super cast that movie. Like you could just hire like a shit ton of like really big name actors.
Yep.
to
All
do this.
A-listers.
Yeah.
All A-listers just to get people and put asses in the seats.
Yep.
You could absolutely do that. And it's not even in its conceptual phases yet, but I mark my words, it's going to happen. And when it does, the world is going to go, I can't believe this is a true story. And where was I when this was happening?
Right.
I can't
That's
believe
true. It's true.
Right.
I mean, you look at the, where it is now, where it's branched out to. I mean, Dylan's over in Wales, he's doing a show on it, tracking the trial and the progress, doing all that. It's in Australia now. It's all over the place. But, again, to your point, you're in Tennessee and it's not prominent in your area, so you think it's out there and everybody knows about it.
I mean, it's a little hard to compete with the Kamala Trump,
yeah, oh yeah,
thing that's going on right now. That's a
Yeah.
little hard to compete with. So
Yeah.
Other things
I'm
going
not mad at anybody. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? This is going on. Not only is the craziest case that I've ever followed going on in the most, and it's at a 10, not only is that happening, but it's happening right at the most insane election in history.
Yeah.
The most insane times with the most insane, again, caricature of candidates right now that let's face it. I know there's a lot of Trump supporters in here, and that's fine. And even Kamala supporters. I'm not trying to get political. I'm just saying you can't deny that it's with this going on. You show Ronald Reagan, who was a Hollywood actor, Donald Trump running for president, he'd be like, this is the most insane thing I've ever seen. This is wild. He might vote for him, but he'd still look at it and go, this is the most insane shit I've ever seen. What is going on? Nancy, are you seeing this? Did he just say you're fired? Nancy. He would lose it, man. Like nobody would believe this.
Yep.
If you took a clip of him getting shot at back in time, people would be like, "What is happening?"
Yeah, right.
Dude, like, no, this is the craziest thing in the world. Like, so this
Yep.
case is happening while this is happening, and
Right.
There's no way to forget it ever.
Yeah. Well, it is, 50 years from now in the history books, kids will be learning about it in school going, wait a minute, what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're getting me shit me.
Hopefully they're reading about it because laws have changed.
Yeah, right. That's true too.
We'll see.
Yep. Oh, excuse me. Jesus. So
Is that a bear burp?
that was a beer burp, sorry.
Right
I was
on.
gonna let it fly, but I was,
I love it. Yeah, man.
Hey,
Hey, real quick, I don't
Yeah.
mean to like dampen the
please
mood
do.
or anything, but is that my merch link pinned to the top of the chat?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, if you're doing that for my benefit, like I'd rather like have like Karen's Defense Fund or Turtle Boy's Defense Fund up there, honestly. You guys, that's just
We're
having
gonna-
me up there is kind enough,
we're just
saying,
trying
yeah,
to make Cherry happy from she busting your balls.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
But I saw that and I was like, what?
Yeah, she was all over you the other night. She's like, Jesus Christ, put the
She gets
friggin'
mad
thing
at
up
me
there.
she gets mad at me for not selling the merch.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, this is a mug that you can get,
Yeah, it's awesome. I saw that. It's really cool stuff on your site. I like the mugs. I like the cherry mug.
I'm terrible at coming up with ideas for merch. And yeah, so that's why I never really think about it. And
Yeah.
and like I think I'm just traumatized from working retail and food all my
Yeah,
life,
I'm
where like
good.
there's a product and I have to sell it. Like
Yeah,
I don't want to do
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I don't.
Bullshit.
But you get the money, so like you're missing the point. I don't ever want to do that
Oh,
again.
shit. No, it's fantastic. Oh, again, we were looking through it before you came on, and I hadn't even been on there. I think I've been there once when you first opened that little store. And there's a bunch of shit on there. I'm like, oh, that's actually kind of fucking cool.
Yeah,
So
some cool stuff.
yeah. So,
Yeah,
anyways, it's
people
it's
started
still there.
asking for it, and I was
Yeah.
like, okay, all right. I never really, all right. And then, me and Cherry threw a couple of quick things together, and then, and then that's just Cherry handles that. I don't, I don't want anything to do with it. But I am proud of it. I am proud of the merch and
Yeah,
everything.
Yeah, you
It's
should
just
be.
that I'm just,
Absolutely.
I just want to come up here and do this. That's all I want. It's the extent of my responsibility that I want. If I'm being totally honest.
Right.
Cherry, deal with this shit.
I know, right?
All set.
I will change it just to piss her off.
Yeah. Well, speaking of which, so let's ask this: how did you meet Cherry? How do you know Cherry? How'd that all come about? I've always been curious.
There was a case about a girl. I don't want to mention her name because she's still a minor, and there's nothing that anybody could do about it right now. So it's not helpful to her to mention her name.
Mhm.
But there was a dad who had shared custody with the mom of his 9-year-old daughter. He filmed his daughter getting into his mom's car after he had her for, I guess, a weekend. She had to go back to her mom. As she's getting in the back of she's kicking and screaming, and she's screaming bloody murder that she doesn't want to go. Then in the video, as she's doing this, she discloses and alleges that her boyfriend had been molesting her, or her mom's boyfriend, and her mom was even participating to some degree. And so, right. So of course this dad freaks out. And the cops won't do anything. He did everything he could legally, and nobody seemed to do anything. And there was even allusions that there was police involvement in trafficking, because she claimed that she was being trafficked. So there's a lot of corruption. But this was in Texas. This was in Collin County, Texas, family court. And everyone there will pretty much tell you that the family court system there is corrupt as fuck.
Wow.
And so I worked with a couple of other creators to help create awareness, because what happened was the dad filmed this, and then after the police wouldn't do anything, he uploaded the video onto the internet, and then it went viral, and a lot of people went talking about it. And I being one of those creators who stumbled upon it, and I talked about it, and I was like, that little girl is clearly terrified, and there's got to be a reason. I don't know what happened in the mom's custody. I don't know. All I know is that little girl was terrified, and there has to be something wrong when a child is that terrified of the environment that her own mother provides for her.
Right.
Something has to be wrong, and it requires investigation. So this is what I was pushing for the entire time. There was never an actual investigation into her allegations. And Cherry, there was another creator who was talking about it, and Cherry was a mod for them. And I met her through that community. And then I saw how she wrenched. I saw how she ran the chat, and I was like, oh man, I'm wrenching her.
Yeah.
Like that. She like Cherry is, people joke and go, oh, my mods are the best mods on YouTube. No, Cherry's the best mod. When she wants to be, she is. She just blows smoke around everyone.
Yeah.
It's just like the chat is, if she's Pele, the chat is the soccer field.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
shit.
how Cherry, Cherry can handle a chat by herself with easily 2,000 people in it, trolls, whatever.
Wow.
She can handle
Wow. Oh shit, huh?
it. Yeah, I've seen her
Yeah,
do it.
Oh, she's funny as hell too. My God.
there's no
Yeah.
filter there
Yeah,
at all.
no
Either.
filter
It's great.
at all.
It's great.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, there's no question why I was like, yeah. And then as things progressed, then I just she has an incredible sense of loyalty that's it doesn't come easy. I feel like it comes every 1,000 lifetimes. That sense of loyalty. And she's just like that. She's always been like that. And so for the last couple of years, she's just been my right hand with everything. I trust her with everything.
That's great. That's fantastic. No, well, I've always been curious, ever since we started watching you and following you, we've always seen, her in the chat and oh shit, there goes the cat. We saw her in the chat, her, doing her being the mod and all that. And we just, like, okay, how the hell did this come about? Is all she does is, give you shit and bust your balls. I'm like, what the hell's going on? What's the dynamic here?
I mean, right. Like, she's British and she was raised by her very Irish grandfather,
Oh,
like
Wow.
Cherry can like if you're underneath the sink trying to fix something and you're doing it wrong, Cherry's going to be the one that's going to like kick you in the gut and go, get out of the way. And get it done. She's like that. Yeah, she's more handy than anybody that like she just knows. Like I'll talk to her about something with my house that I need to do, and then she'll be like, "Well, do you have one of these?" Talking about a tool.
Yeah.
Is it 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch? And I'm like, I don't know.
Seriously.
So yeah, she's incredibly helpful. I guess I'm by myself here. All right then. Woo! Okay, people. No, I'm just kidding. I guess we'll just wait for Dana and Tracy to come back. I don't know what happened there. They probably lost internet. That's a possibility.
Got it. Sorry.
Maybe. Oh, there they go. Okay.
I have no freaking idea what just happened.
Yeah, something started freezing up and I was like, oh shit. And then it went dead. So we're back. Sorry.
Yeah. StreamYard ups the price and then they start screwing shit up all the time.
It's like, anyway, sorry. So back to Cherry.
Yeah, no, she's just she's one of a kind.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Everyone's wondering where she is in the comments. They want her. They want Cherry.
All right, so then we got to ask this now. The Glarer, where'd the name come from? These are questions I keep having. It looks like the Inquirer.
I've always been very candid about this. I've always struggled with certain mental health issues, namely depression and anxiety, mostly ADHD. So I was a difficult kid, I threw a lot of fits, freaked out a lot, panicked a lot, I was one of those kids, and just real high strung. And then as I got older, substances and, just not dealing with it, having anger issues, things like that. And, but mostly that just stemmed from, feeling sorry for yourself, feeling entitled, that's what it boils down to. And then, you allow that to take you over. If you let your depression and your anxiety take you over, there's no other way to go. It's like a big boa constrictor it's got its squeeze on you and you got to get out of it. But you've got to figure out a way to keep the boa constrictor over there because it's always there. Depression and anxiety, there's no cure for it. It doesn't go away. You have to find a way to manage it. Whatever works for you is you have to find a way to manage it. And so I got to a point where I got really low and suicidal, and I felt guilty, I guess, for not saying goodbye to certain people. And then of course someone intervened, and um and so I ended up they put you, involuntarily for like evaluation for things like that, and to basically preserve you, make sure that you don't off yourself.
Right.
Mhm.
Um,
Sure.
and so I was in this place for I think like a week or 10 days, something like that. And I was really freaked out about it because I knew I was about to get evicted from my apartment. That was part of the reason. Like it got to a point to where I was like, all right, I'm gonna end up on the street. Like I was this
Yeah.
close to being homeless. So I was like, there's no reason. I failed at life. It's over. Like I had consciously came to this decision, and that was it. And so and I guess, whoever knew me knew that I was serious. And I never outright said anything. It was just they could tell that I was just uh, very
In a bad spot.
sad about, like I was talking to them like I was never going to talk to them again. And so, they intervened. And then so while I was in this place, there was this, and there was no therapy. It was really weird because it was like government funded. I didn't have any insurance or anything. So it's like government funded. So it was like there was no like therapy. It was just they keep you in there and then they med you up. But I made the decision while I was in there. Because what's funny is when that happened, I had already decided that I wasn't going to do this. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know where I was going to go, but I knew I was going to lose my apartment. But possibly not. I still had a few days to work things out, but then cops busted in my door thinking that I was going to kill myself, even though I had already made the decision, and I hadn't drank in 2 or 3 days already. And I was like, I had already made the decision. Okay, I'm going to try to do something here.
Yeah.
And then while I'm in this hospital, I was like, well, they wanted to give me meds, and I was like, I don't want them, I just kind of made I don't know why, but I was like, I don't want them. So I didn't take any medications while I was in there. And then I couldn't sleep a lot due to that. And there was this Egyptian guy who worked the night shift as a tech, orderly, I guess is what you might call him. And he would just let me break the rules because I wasn't causing any trouble. So I would just sit up with him and talk to him. And we were just talking just real deep philosophical stuff about life. He even like told me that I could move to Egypt, and they're looking for teachers. I don't even need like a college education. Like if you come with some sort of knowledge, like they'll give you a job and teach kids, And I was like, wow. I was like, that's actually, that sounds kind of cool,
Right.
So I considered that for a moment. And then I remember feeling rejuvenated kind of, and then I went back to my bed after having this wonderful conversation with this gentleman. And I was started thinking of key things. What do I need to do? It's time to knuckle down, like what do I need to do to not be in this position again, to not feel like this? Like if I'm going to decide I'm going to live, I got to take a different approach because this wasn't working. So now if I'm going to take this step and move forward and actually live my life, what do I need to do? And so I started thinking of things like I needed to be more grateful. I need to think things through more logically. I need to be more self-aware, make a conscious effort to be more self-aware. I need to be more accepting of things that I can't change, kind of like the NA thing, but just really understanding what that means. Being more accepting of things that there's things that I can't really do anything about, and there's no sense worrying about it. and also being accountable for the things that I'm accountable for. If the things that come out of my mouth, my actions, accept the consequences. It's where acceptance comes in, being rational, making decisions by being rational, applying logic, and trying to, don't make emotionally driven decisions, and try to be empathetic with everyone, try to understand where everyone's coming from, try to put yourself in everyone, in people's shoes more. Things that I knew that I lacked and I wanted to be better at. And resilience, which is, to, be more, just no matter what happens, continue down this path.
Yep.
Right. So, and then I realized that, applying those things to basically every, all your decision making as much as you can. And I'm not perfect. I slip a lot. I don't always, but I try to. It's just a guideline for me. And it helps me manage my depression. It helps me manage my anxiety. It helps me, making a conscious effort to think rationally makes it a lot easier to realize if I'm getting anxious that there's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing to be worried about. That's just my shit.
Yeah.
So it's easier to do now, and you're not getting rid of it, you're just putting it in a place where it it's not going to bother you, so you can get on with your shit and do what you need to do. And so through exercise and things like that, that helps with sticking to exercise regimens, applying that to your exercise routine, just in little things, just being grateful for the ability to move your arms and to be able to build muscle, to be able to eat food that's going to help build your muscle and help burn fat, and and being able to move and burn it off if you want, and have this freedom to do all these things with your own body, which is like your God-given temple, really is, so it's applying those things makes it, I find myself being able to do a lot more than I ever imagined that I could do. I could say that I work harder in that gym than anybody else. I spend hours in there.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Every day.
You
Lately,
walk to
every
that
day.
gym? You walk to that gym every day?
Yeah. It's
2
a
miles?
4-mile round trip. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I get, let's see, what were my steps yesterday? I haven't gone yet today. I'm gonna go later tonight because it's a 24-hour gym. But yeah, I did 14,431 steps.
Oh shit.
Oh, wow.
That's without going to the gym?
No, that's with going to the gym. But this
Okay.
doesn't account for the weights that I lifted for 3 hours. This doesn't
Right.
account for it doesn't account for the cardio that I do, the rope swinging thing in between sets to
No,
keep
no doubt, yeah.
calories burning.
Yep.
So that it doesn't account for that either. So and then my mind just feels clear when I'm done. That's why I do it. I always have the best live streams after I've worked out. Always.
Your head's clear.
Totally.
Feeling good.
Yeah.
Yep.
100%.
Wow, that's wild. That's and that's not easy for everyone to do, just to kind of compartmentalize all, knowing your shit, knowing who you are, and then being
Yeah.
able to say, okay, this is what's affecting me. This is what, what's good, what I appreciate in life, what I don't, and then just, putting the nonsense aside and just focusing on the real,
But
Well,
it's
it's funny. I'm
No,
sorry.
go
Go ahead, Tracy.
I was just going to say it's a difficult thing to actually realize that you do. It is within your power, and I mean, we live among people
It's
who don't
actually
even.
pretty easy. The
It
only
is,
thing that
but
makes it difficult is your ego. That's it.
exactly.
Literally the only thing.
Yep, you're right.
And so it's interesting because when you apply, logic to being grateful, like think about it in terms of, if I'm focused on just the things that I'm grateful for, right? Well, I really don't have anything to complain about.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
there are things, like if you're genuinely looking for the blessings, even in things that are going wrong, even in the negative, if you're genuinely looking for blessings in those things, and you'll find them if you are, I guarantee you. So if you're genuinely looking for these things, they're going to be there, and you're not going to be focused on everything. Is perception. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, if there's a snake over there minding its own business, and you can find yourself in a position to where that's just going to mind its own business and you mind yours, and you're not going to worry about it, then you're in a good place.
Right.
You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
No,
It
that
makes
totally makes
perfect
total
sense.
sense. Yeah.
It makes perfect sense.
Well, again,
So-
I personally, I have anxiety, and I try to compartmentalize all my shit. But
It's a cunt, man. Anxiety is the biggest cunt ever.
It sucks.
I
It
mean,
sucks so bad.
Yeah,
I take
terrible.
medication for it, and I'm like, all right, like, and some days are better than others. Some days I'm like, yeah, the medication, like, I don't really need it today. I feel like I don't need it. But then the next day I'm like, holy shit, I'm backed into a corner going, all right, what the hell is going on around me? It's wild. But everybody deals with it their own way, and
Yeah.
everybody has to learn how
Right.
to, figure it out. And some people don't. It's sad.
It's very sad.
See, if I take like a medication that's prescribed to me by a doctor for ADHD, yeah, I'll be able to run through points. But the problem is those points probably won't be there, because those points come from passion.
Yeah.
And what happens is that medication takes the light right out of my eyes, takes the passion right out. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'll be able to read more efficiently, without the words getting all bumbled up because of my fucking dyslexia. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That'll happen, but I won't have any strong, passionate opinions about it, which is really the fuel of my channel. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Absolutely.
So, because like I feed off of your all's passion for this case. You know what I mean? And if I can't do that, if I can't genuinely do that because I'm on a medication that's just kind of checking me out
Yeah.
in that sense, because that's just like, that's what Adderall does and shit. Like, it's just, I can't, like, I just check out and I shut down,
Yeah.
and I'm aware of everything, but like I'd rather have the occasional distraction brain fart and look stupid. I don't care.
Right. Well, yeah, 'cause you want to feel, you can't just be on,
Right.
just be
Right.
walking around drooling like, yeah, I'm good and everything's great.
Yeah.
It's like,
Right. Right. Well, Adderall doesn't do that. Adderall, like, it's weird. It's like it has like, it's a stimulant, so stimulants have the opposite effect on people with ADHD and hyperactivity than it does with people who don't, right? So, somebody who's, say, on cocaine, right, for instance, who doesn't have ADHD and isn't hyperactive is going to be real talkative and be like, oh, let's do this and let's go do this and blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. Whereas somebody like me is going to be like
yeah.
the whole time,
Yep.
like, and I don't like being like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I just don't like being like that. And that's what Adderall pretty much does. At
I
least that's what it does to me. And
Right.
I'm not, I'm just not
Well,
interested in feeling
everybody
like
has different tolerances to different medications as well.
Right.
I mean,
that. So I found a way to manage my depression and anxiety through exercise and trying to
Great.
apply those things. And it turned out that it made that acronym. And so I used it for a name for my YouTube channel.
That's fantastic. I love it. That's a great story. And I'm glad to see, again, that you found your path. I mean, it's not like like you say, you're not perfect with everything, but
Right.
you work through it every day and say, this is what I
Sure.
got to do to make me me,
Sure.
So
And
it's
I'm spiritual, and I have a relationship with God, and I'm I'm comfortable with that relationship with God. We have a nice relationship. I'm happy with it. I think God is too.
Yeah, we have
So,
an
you know,
understanding.
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, and part of that understanding is everybody else has their own way, and I have mine, you have yours,
Right.
and and right now, mentally and emotionally, I'm in the best place I've ever been in my life. Physically, I'm in the best place I've ever been in my life. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, when you think about it, like when you think about the fact that there was actually a point where I made a conscious decision to end my life. And then this happens because I decided not to.
Right.
I just simply changed my mind.
Yeah.
It, you know, um, it's a hell of a thing, and it fuels your happiness too. It gives you something to be
Absolutely.
proud of, and work at, and it's nice.
Well, on behalf of everyone in the Massachusetts Canton area, we're glad you made the decision to stick around.
Yeah, and that's a solid decision. There's no
Yep.
like, consider me woke in the sense that there's no going back to that. Like, there's no, yeah, I can't relate to the person who thought that way anymore. Whoever that was.
Right.
I can't even relate to that person anymore.
Oh, that's good. Thank God.
Yeah, that's an amazing story.
It is. I was thinking, like, I was looking at something one the other day, and I was glaring across the room, and that was my name. Fuck it, I'm gonna go with this.
Nope. He's
So
not wrong.
I was like way off base.
I guess so.
But that's the thing too. Like, I think a lot of people have that, not the exact same story, but we all go through our shit, and
We've all got a story, man.
Yeah. And to hear you, share that with everybody, I think that's why everyone here loves you so much, because you are that guy. You are that honest. I don't give a shit what you think or what you think of, my decisions or whatever.
If I'm making all this effort right here to manage my own feelings, why the fuck do I got to be in charge of managing yours too? That's how I see it.
Exactly.
I got to worry about your feelings too. No, man. Like, that's your problem. You know,
Yeah, exactly.
That's your fucking problem.
Yeah. I've been saying that a lot lately. That's your
Yeah,
fucking problem, huh?
Yeah, she says it to me all the
Yeah.
time.
How is this my issue?
Yeah, it's my fucking problem.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very freeing.
Dude, spend the same amount of time managing your own feelings and, trying to be self-aware and being accountable for your own bullshit. And I promise you, we'll get along. I guarantee we will.
Yeah, no
I
doubt.
guarantee it.
Exactly. Well, I mean, that's where, like, they look at all the freaking trolls out there. That's what they thrive off of, freaking everybody else's opinion and what's going on. It's like, who focus on yourself. Just leave it be.
Right.
Stop it. All right, let's see. What else did I have to talk to you? Oh, sorry. So I got some shit. We could be here all night, but I won't keep you. I know
I got some coffee. I'll make more if I have to. It's all good.
So it looks like your first stream was June of 2019.
Was it?
There was a case.
How many years ago was that?
5 years ago.
5 years. Yeah, it's about right.
So it was Noah Pothoven.
Pothoven.
Pothoven, is that how you say it?
Yeah, Noah Pothoven.
That was.
I actually pre-wrote that. That's like, for the first few live streams I did, I pre-wrote them and then I read them, and I wasn't on camera. I was too shy to be on camera. And that one was a very interesting story because, of course, somebody who struggled with thoughts of suicide or intention. I mean, the danger of suicide. Someone who struggled with that. Her story was fascinating and interesting. So I decided to talk about it, and people kind of listened to it, and then I jumped on people's channels. Like, there was StreamYard had just become a thing, And
Okay.
I remember I had just started, and then I had to switch from Google something, I forget. It was a thing that Google used, and then I had to switch from that to OBS. And now what's really funny is if you gave me OBS now, I've tried to use OBS now, and it's Chinese to me. I can't figure it out. And so, but I used it before I used StreamYard, and then StreamYard became a thing, and people started to have panels, and I started like joining open panels and then sharing my insight on cases. And unfortunately, that morphed into the trauma community, and I ended up veering off of that, and then just basically trolling the trauma community. Anybody who I considered to be a tragedy pimp, anybody who was making money off of the back of a missing kid and fucking up the case and fucking up the investigation, I called them out and I made fun of them and I trolled them on my channel. I did this content for years. And then this case came along, and then this is again like nothing that I ever thought that I'd ever see in my lifetime. Never thought in my life that I'd see that. It's crazy.
It's so nuts, and the fact I love when you first got involved in it with your take, as everyone should, is you read all the files, you read all the documents, you looked at it, and you digested it, and you formed your own opinions. And I think that's what a majority of us did, whether it be reading it personally or watching you stream it and saying, okay, Will's reading the shit, so I'm just going to follow along. I'm not going to develop your opinions just because you're reading it. I think a lot of people did that with Aiden. Aiden told him what to do and what to think. It's like, no, he went through documents. He showed people what the hell was going on based upon all these documents that are public documentation. There's no question about it.
Right.
So I like that. I like how you form that opinion, and you kind of, and it seems like you do that with everything.
And we do. I like how you read them. It's the first time you're reading them is on your show, because we can all form our own opinion together.
Right. Yeah. I like, my whole thing is I'm lazy and I'm not ambitious. And so really successful YouTube creators, what they do is they study, they research, they prepare, they write, and that's how they really build their channel up to, the six-figure, numbers of subscribers. And the whole thing with that is I love that I get to do this. I mean, I'm going to be totally forthcoming. I love that I get to do this, and it doesn't feel like work. And my channel has always consistently grown at a very slow pace, but a pace that I've always been grateful for and happy with, because I can honestly tell myself that everything that I've done has been genuine and without any extra effort. I just come up and I talk about things that I'm interested in and looking into. So and there's a lot of crime cases out there that do that, and so that's what I talk about. And so this case, again, this case, I'd never approached a case like I did this one, though. This one was like, all right, I'm gonna go as raw as possible. I said fuck you to the trauma community, and I was like, I'm done with them. And so I was like, I'm gonna have to start from scratch here. And I really thought that's what I was doing, and I kind of was. I lost a bunch of subscribers because I got real drunk one night on a live stream and was like, if you're subscribed to these people, fuck you, unsubscribe for me, blah blah blah. Right? I had a full on meltdown.
Yeah,
right.
Shit.
And I don't regret it. I regretted that I did it when I was drunk, because when I was sober, I'd already planned on doing it. I just didn't know when I was going to do it. I was going to do it on a live stream, and I was going to say, fuck this community, I'm done with it, but I didn't plan on doing it on somebody else's channel, hammered out of my mind. And so I did, and it was ugly. I was mean.
This is going to happen.
Yeah. And then I I said, you know what? Fuck it. Like if I'm totally fucking, in the sense of YouTube, if I'm totally naked at this point, then fuck it, So I'll just research this. I got this spreadsheet from Sleuthy Goosey. I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna look into this case instead of behind the scenes on a live stream. And anybody wants to watch, they can. I don't give a shit if it's 2 people. And then I did, and then it became this.
Yeah.
So when you do reactions, like if reactions are working, stick with the reactions.
Right.
So that's what I do now. It's the dynamic I've had from the beginning with you guys, and so if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I remember the first time, one of the documents you read, and you were unfamiliar with the case, and you were asking a lot of questions, and we were in the chat trying to catch you up.
I love it. Yeah.
It was great. And you're like,
mean,
be patient with me, and we were like, no, but this and this and this.
Yeah,
great.
it was not a community looking to be entertained by it. It was a community looking to get anybody who could effectively understand this case for what it really is and get the word out,
Exactly,
and so that was the attitude, and everybody was just and that was bizarre because there was a lot of people in my chat, and I was like, and I was just, everyone was walking me through it. So every time I started to read something and then I'd notice some discrepancy in the investigation, I'd be like, wait a minute, how is, and then, people would be like, yes, Will, yes, you're getting it, dude. You're seeing what's going on here. And then I'm like, yeah, what the hell? Something's not right in Denmark here.
But it was amazing to watch. It was amazing to watch you, become familiar with it, and
but it was so cool that
we were.
It was so cool that everybody was just so, welcoming about it instead of being like, entertain me, asshole. What, you didn't do your research first? Fuck you. You suck. That's what normally happens in every other community on YouTube. Literally every other community on YouTube. Yeah. This is the only one where everyone is genuinely focused on what is right versus what is so disgustingly wrong. And it's really inspiring. It's incredibly inspiring. Like, it's wild.
Wow. These people, I mean, the people that we've met throughout this whole time being involved, it's incredible. I mean, you can attest yourself just, meeting them through your chat, and then when you finally came to Boston, meeting people. You've been here twice now, and the welcome. I was there the second time you were here, and that was the first time you and I had met, and you had like this look on your face, like, holy shit, this is good. It's overwhelming. The people really truly like look at you and they're like, we love you, dude.
Yeah.
It's wild.
And I have to just, really try to be more accepting of that. I'm just not used to it. So yeah, I know it seems overwhelming because it really is, but it's in a good way though. The whole thing is like, what happens with me is, this is honestly from the heart. This is the best way I could explain it is, I'm in this setting right here where I see a chat and it's just this compressed rectangular box with a bunch of sentences that scroll and scroll and scroll, right? With names, and they all have their own personalities, and I'm always into it in that sense. I understand they're individual people, but nevertheless, it's still this setting, right? So, but these are thousands of people that are, and I forget this because my mind is set on, look at all of these amazing people and how much they inspire me. I'm so focused on how much I'm inspired that I don't think about the fact that I inspire them too. Right. I forget that, and that's shitty. But I promise you that it's because I'm just so focused on the awe that I'm in as to how inspired I am by all of you. Because I've never seen this before. Cherry can attest to this. I've never seen this type of community before that's always kind, and that has been nothing but kind to me. It's incredible. It's a brand new experience for us both. So So I don't, it's not something that I think about a lot. And then when I walk up to some, in front of the courthouse, and then it's the way it is, I'm just like, oh shit, okay, yeah, like these are all of those people, so many of those people are people who are here consistently all the time.
Yep.
And I've never had an audience that's all in one place like that. They're, if I have 1,000 people watching me in a chat from a past case, it's because they're from all different parts of the country. They're not locals. There might be one or two, you know what I mean? But they're spread out everywhere. This
Right.
is something that's affecting the locals in Massachusetts so profoundly that it's built this whole community on social media. And I stumbled onto it. And I'm just grateful that you guys have welcomed me. And so when I see this box come to life
Yeah,
in
yeah,
people,
right.
you know what I mean? And they're all like, take a picture with me. Can I get a
Right.
picture? Can I get a
Yeah,
picture?
try this, do that, yep.
Yeah.
No. It's not the oh my God, it's like stop with the pictures. It's not like that at all. It's just like,
Yep.
I didn't think about this. I never processed, that there are people who really, really love the show and really just get as much out of me as I get out of them. And I just don't, it slips my mind because I'm just always just focused on being grateful for you guys.
Right,
But
right.
I need to realize that, I should be grateful. I should focus more gratitude as well on, understanding that I do inspire you guys as much as you inspire me. And it's just a hard thing to accept because I'm not used to being
No,
that guy.
I totally understand it. It's, Bostonians have a hell of a way of showing their appreciation as well. So
Yeah, it's
everybody's
great.
all like, everybody's anxious. Everybody's all very, they're
And I've
aggressive.
always loved, I've always loved Bostonians. I've always loved the charm.
Yep.
I've always loved the movies set in Boston. I've always rooted for Boston sports teams because the fans,
Yeah.
like there's no more loyal fans.
No.
It's great.
A great sports town.
Yeah, and I'm not even really a sports fan, but the passion that the city has for their teams is inspiring in and of itself, whether you follow sports or not, it just is. At least I find it to be.
Yeah. It's different. It's different here.
Yeah, we live and breathe sports. Even if we're not fans, it's like, oh,
You always know what's going
yeah,
on.
you always know what's going on. Oh, they friggin' blew it last night. Jesus Christ! Like, did you watch? No, I didn't. But for the love of God, they should be winning. Oh shit!
Yeah,
So when
see,
it co-
Erica Walsh is saying Charlestown, and Charlestown is, the town. That's
Yeah,
I think
town.
the movie's great. I
Yeah,
love that movie.
that was a great movie. John Hamm, though, that accent, it was all wrong. But I'll let it pass. I'll let it
John
go
Hamm, yeah.
because I love John Hamm, but it was
He
awful,
was
awful Boston accent.
I liked him in that.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was great.
But I'm not from Boston, so I overlooked
Yeah.
that whole performance. I just thought, okay,
That's how we judge a film, a Boston film. If the accent is off, that movie sucks.
right.
Yep.
Don't
Yeah.
go see it, stupid. The accents were horrible.
Yeah, it's funny because people like one of the most beloved Boston set movies is in Boston made movies is Boondock Saints, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
And
great movie.
do you guys know like the background of that, like at all? Does anybody know anything about Troy Duffy?
No,
The
I
guy
don't.
who wrote and directed it? Okay,
No.
so
No.
Troy Duffy, I'll try to make this quick, but there's
No,
a
take your time.
documentary.
It's great.
There's a documentary called Overnight, okay? And it's about Troy Duffy, and so the music in the Boondock Saints, like the rock music that you hear in the first movie, that's mostly performed by the writer director's band. So a member of his band decided to document the pre-production of Boondock Saints and the production of Boondock Saints. And it's incredible because it shows that Troy Duffy is the biggest douchebag ever. Like,
Really?
no, yeah. So an interesting thing about that is like Miramax was going to pick it up like in the early 90s, like right at the heat of like Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction and everything that was going on, the whole Robert Rodriguez thing. Troy Duffy was going to be right up there with Tarantino and Troy Duffy as if the Weinsteins had anything to do with it. That's what was about to happen. Troy Duffy was in meets with like Mark Wahlberg and Ben Affleck and Matt Damon and all this because Good Will Hunting had just happened. But the thing is Troy Duffy, and the thing is, to his credit, he wrote the screenplay as a bartender on his off time. You know, when the flow, he sat there with a laptop and typed up the screenplay. So on his off time as a bartender, he wrote it. So to his credit, he did that. But the thing is he let this get to his head. This guy was the most cockiest, arrogant, and treated everyone around him like shit. And this documentary shows it. So it shows that he's not even self-aware of the fact that he's like, he feels justified in treating everyone like shit. You know what I mean? So this guy's documenting the whole thing. And it shows it. And the whole thing is Miramax didn't pick it up because he was such an asshole and he would call Miramax and bust balls so often, expecting an advance of money. And he thinks that he's going to get all this money, and he wanted to be the one to direct it, you know, and they wanted to just buy the screenplay from him. And he just thought it was the greatest thing in the world. And so, and yeah, he's a total douchebag. You watch this documentary, it's just eye-opening. It's really funny because you're watching it.
Overnight. That's what it's
you might
called.
have to download it like off a site or something because I don't even know if it's even available. Like I first saw it on Netflix when Netflix first came out. Like you couldn't even stream; you had to get the DVDs. Remember? Yeah. So I got it. I watched it through that. That's how long ago it was, and now I haven't seen it anywhere. But you might have to download it, but it exists. I promise you.
I can find it. That's interesting.
Right. Yeah. And then, you know, so the Weinsteins just were like, screw this guy, you know? And then he did, again, to his credit, did get it independently made. And even though it wasn't good enough for theater, it became a cult classic to DVD, you know, and he made a second one. And the second one I thought sucked, but you know, but the first one, that's the thing is I feel like if the first one happened with a big budget and with, you know, bigger actors, I don't think I would have liked it as much. You know, I thought it was good for the production value that it was. That's me. Yeah. But I'm really overly critical though. So
yeah, I thought it was perfectly cast. I thought that was a great movie.
Yeah, I mean, he just did what he did. Like the whole budget pretty much went to Willem Dafoe, and that was the biggest actor he could get. You know, Billy Connolly was famous. You know, he's famous in Europe, but he was, you know, he was known from what, Head of the Class?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah. You know what I mean? So, right. And then Sean Patrick Flannery was, you know, more or less, did Powder and everything. And then, you know, and the other guy, he hadn't done anything yet. You know? Norman Reedus.
Yeah.
Norman Reedus, right. He hadn't really done anything yet.
Yeah. Wow. That's a cool story. I had no idea.
Check that.
Yeah, he's a douchebag, man. Let me tell you. Yeah. It's mind blowing how douchey he is. Like you watch this and you go, "Oh my god, this guy sucks." Like, dude, punch that guy, hit him. You want to tell his own brother, like, hit him, dude. Like, you're gonna let him talk to you like that? It's crazy. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Wow.
Yeah, speaking of which, right? So you mentioned this here. It happens to be one of I get the biggest freaking kick out of this when you haven't played this guy in a while. But speaking of mind blown, this fucking guy, right?
Dana loses his shit whenever you put this guy on. It's like so funny.
It just freaking crap. I don't know what it is. What the hell is it? This dude here.
This guy. Every time. Every time, Will.
That's
you know,
that's from Tim and Eric Awesome Show.
I
Oh.
found that episode. I actually watched it. It's fucking.
Did
it's
you?
hysterical.
Okay.
Yeah,
That is the funniest shit. Like it is just designed for stoners with insomnia. You know, that show is the comedy was so out there.
Yeah.
I loved
It was
it.
the most bizarre thing I've ever watched. I was like, this is priceless.
Yeah.
But when you showed it, I'd always see it, and I'm like, what is this from? So I typed in "mind blown."
Yeah, that's Eric Wareheim. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like a musical genius. That guy, like,
Oh,
yeah,
is he?
he was like in a weird progressive alt rock band.
Oh my
that I
God.
can't even, yeah, he's like, yeah, Eric Wareheim is like all that music that's in there. They do it, you know.
Is it?
Like,
Oh wow, no kidding.
Yeah,
Huh? Holy shit.
yeah.
I literally, that thing that kills me every single time.
Every time.
You know. She's like, "Why are you laughing so hard
Like
at that?"
crying.
You know? Even like, oh, saving it down to StreamYard here. I was like, I'm gonna play that. I gotta find out what the hell's going on with this thing. And I'm like laughing, uploading it. She's like, "Damn, what the hell's wrong?"
It's like the first time you've seen it, every time you play it. It's so funny.
So speaking of characters, so what about Ryan Upchurch, the the super chat dance?
How funny was Dina in her super chat outfit, by the way? Oh my God.
That's so funny.
So
Yeah, man. You guys were awesome. Everybody in that Halloween party. I wish I could have been there for that.
we
But
missed it.
yeah, I'll be in Boston at some point again.
Cool. Good. That'll be fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
What about Ryan Upchurch?
Oh no! I've heard the story. What's the story behind the super chat dance? Isn't it Ryan Upchurch's?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
his face,
he just spouted so much nonsense about the Kylie Rodney case, and then I just, you know how I am. I do what I do, and I just like make fun of people, and I just like clown. Like it was, dude, going over his theories on what was going on was content gold.
Really?
He was a fountain of content. Yes. Because he was just so stupid about it, you know, and he has like 3 million subscribers. And we're cool with each other now. But he was my gripe with that was that it's just really irresponsible because he had such a large platform and he's spreading misinformation and accusing some of our friends of something that didn't happen. It was an accident. The poor girl died and it was an accident. Like it's fact. She drove her car into a lake. She was intoxicated and she tried to get out and she didn't make it.
Yeah.
And so, and it's sad. It's a real sad story. She was only 16,
Okay.
Yeah. And so, but he gets involved and then, he just got on this crazy conspiracy kick about it, where, I mean, there was literally evidence, like video footage from like a fire camera in that park area that showed her car going into, this body of water,
Wow.
like you could see it happen, and it's just like, all right, there's nothing else to talk about. The family's asking to mourn in peace, leave him alone.
Right.
He wouldn't stop.
Oh,
so I just deal with that the way that I deal with it, through humor, and just minimize the person, minimize the credibility. And I just made fun of him the whole time. And it annoyed him. And then finally he just stopped talking about it and he focused on his music, and he's actually good at what he does. If you like that sort of thing, he's really good at what he does. There's a reason, and he's totally self-made. I respect him as an independent musician. You know how hard it is to be a successful independent musician without a record label, without a manager, without anything. This is a guy who has an entire massive fan base completely on his own by recording in his house and selling his music independently. You can't. You have to give the guy some respect as far as that goes. So I mean, right, yeah, and Cherry, I mean, like I said, if you like that thing, I'm not really music I'm into, but I appreciate the talent. I appreciate his independence. It's you know, it's to be respected, in my opinion. But then the super chat dance, when I was making fun of him, I guess I had a subscriber, a follower, and there was one time where Ryan Upchurch was making fun of me and other creators, and because he wasn't monetized, and he has 3 million subscribers on YouTube and he's not monetized. So he's like, so he's just making fun of us who are monetized, and then somebody will do that, and then he was making fun of us in the video, and he mockingly went, I think I got a super chat, to make fun of us, because he is a funny guy. I'll give him that too. His videos are funny. He's good at making these funny videos. So he did this, and I would go over these things and just laugh. And then somebody made that video, and I just stumbled onto it on YouTube.
Oh my God.
I just stumbled onto it, and then I downloaded it and started using it. Yeah,
It's classic.
It is. It's classic. It's a staple on the show. I like it too. That every time after you finish playing it, no matter how many times you giggle a little, like chuckle a little bit.
because I genuinely find the shit funny, dude. Like, that's why I share the shit with you guys. If I didn't think it was funny, I wouldn't tell you. Like,
exactly.
I'm not a comedian. You know what I mean? Like, I don't focus on things like delivery. People want to say, oh, he laughs at his own jokes. Well, yeah, because
exactly. Yeah. Like, I'm like the same way.
It's usually what happens when you're a guy with no responsibilities and you're high as shit. It's what you do. It's like,
yeah. It's funny. You gotta laugh. You gotta be. People take things too seriously, but I like people like yourselves that have, like, you throw shit out there throughout the course of the day. Today you threw out a players haters club from friggin' you threw that quote out there at one point. I hate you, and I hate you, and I hope everything that is possibly bad that happens to you and only you.
Oh, yeah. I guess I did subconsciously see. Yeah, I said that
I love
as
it.
I was reading about the McAlberts. Yeah. Today. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, that is where I got that from.
Yeah. I was like thinking, like, what the hell did he just say?
It's true, man. Like, they're the worst people ever.
They really are. They really
It's
are.
just so funny, like, and it just makes people so mad to hear somebody as animated as Turtle Boy is, to say it. You know what I mean? It makes people so mad, and I find that shit hilarious. I find how obnoxious Turtle Boy is that people hate fucking lovely. It's the funniest shit in the world. It's fucking great. It's like, the more obnoxious Turtle Boy is, the more I cheer for him, because I know the more he's hated by people who just can't.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
They just can't. They can't cope with joy.
Yeah.
And truth. So, like, when Turtle Boy as enthusiastically says what he says about the McAlberts and how bad they are, after he's brought all these receipts, and after he's done 2 months in jail. You know what I mean? Like, this is he has absolutely earned the right to be the most obnoxious, loudest motherfucker when it comes to these dirty, corrupt fucks.
So
and
true.
I'm here for it. Like, why not?
Yeah.
I'd almost feel cheated if he wasn't like that. You know what I mean? Like, he has the right to deal with it how he wants to deal with it, and handle it how he wants to handle it. But, like, now that I know that he is this person, I like, write it out. Write it out. Take it all the way, because you're not wrong in anything. I love it. Like, I love it. I love that he's infallible, and he's he's a total dick about it.
He He doesn't
I
give
am
a
here
fuck
for
at
it.
all.
Right. I'm here
Yep.
for it. Yeah.
Yeah, we love him.
Yep.
He's hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, his jokes are funny. He's funny. I like when he does his voices. I mean, yeah, he's hilarious. Gotta respect
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. He's definitely fun to just watch at work, you know?
Yeah.
Well, again, I
Watch
mean,
what he does.
like him, love him or hate him. So you can't take away from what he's done. People that oh, he's a freaking asshole. He's a so what? Put that aside. Look at what he's done. Look what he's brought
Right.
to the table.
Right.
I don't
Like,
care.
it right. It all like that's a you problem.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
that is a you problem.
Yep.
Because I'm somebody who listen, I'm not going to you know, to quote kind of A Few Good Men, Jack Nicholson, where he says more or less like you're gonna criticize or you're gonna sleep comfortably under the blanket of freedom that I provide and then question the manner in which I provide it.
Right. Right.
I'm not going to do that when it comes to Turtle Boy. He's giving us the blanket of truth in this case. He's providing the public with it because I'm sure Karen and her team have had their own investigators who uncovered the same things Turtle Boy has. I'm
Yep.
sure of it. But Turtle Boy is the one who made it, who independently investigated it and made it public. Made us aware of it, right? So to me, that's I'm not going to complain about his methods, considering what he's dealing with. We're talking about an entire corrupt local justice system that is insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're trying to shut him up. He's a threat to them,
Yeah.
So yeah, forgive me, but he has my attention.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like you say, it's a corruption and it's not a handful of people. It's a lot of people involved in this shit. And he calls out every single one of them. He does not give a shit. I love it. And his approach is, abrasive or whatever people want to refer to it as. But I love it. I love it. Keep
What
doing
else are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah. What else are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Like when you're dealing with people like the McAlberts, now we saw them testify in court. That alone was enough for me to be like, okay, I see why Turtle Boy felt the need to take the measures that he did when like showing up to a lacrosse game and getting Jennifer McCabe in a very, compromised position there to get her to answer questions, catch her off guard, get her to answer these questions because the cops aren't doing it. Nobody's really questioning her. They're not looking at her, even though she Googled how long to die in cold at 2:27 a.m.
Right.
The public wants answers. What else are you supposed to do? She files a motion to not have to testify when she's a witness. That doesn't make sense. Why?
Right. Yep.
You want justice for your friend who you were texting with all night and invited him over to the house? You want justice for him, but you won't testify to get him justice? Why?
Yeah. Your friend that's some guy lying in the snow.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just some guys out there.
So,
really?
How else do you approach trying to get answers from someone like that?
Yeah.
Someone who orchestrated that whole thing.
Right. As aggressively as physical boundaries
right
dictate.
Yeah,
that's it.
And the silly he stays within the rules, within the laws, and then they friggin' hold it over his head. Well, you can't do this. What are you talking about?
Because in his mind he's following the law,
right?
Little did he know that there was a law that exists in Massachusetts that was going to be weaponized. And it is an unconstitutional law. Little did he know that there was an unconstitutional law that was going to be weaponized against him and get him ultimately locked up for 2 months.
It's crazy. It's freaking nuts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We get so much. We just
Okay. Dana's going through his questions.
Yeah, I'm just like, I had a whole bunch of shit. I'm like, well, we just keep on chatting. I was like, but Well, let's wrap it up with one more final thing, I guess. Let's talk about
All right, because I'm pouring my last cup of coffee now.
yeah,
All right,
see?
yeah.
Let's talk about let's talk about your boy Plevin real quick.
Your boy. Great nickname, by the way. I'm so glad that caught on. That was
Really is.
everyone.
I can't believe that yeah, that's just his name now. It's crazy.
It's
I had
his
no
name.
idea that would catch on like that.
Oh, it's so fantastic.
It's
The
so
guy is
simple.
It is.
he's so out of touch. So he called you Bill. That's what it was,
Yeah,
right?
caught on.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck? All right, Plevin. Forget
right. That's all it was. I didn't know what else to say. I was like, what if
Yeah.
I fucking called you? I don't know, fucking Plevin. I didn't know what to say. And then yeah, and then for some reason it caught on. And I don't
great.
know, like, and it somehow like now it just fits him, you know, like
Yeah,
you know,
it does.
He looks like a plebeian.
He looks like a
looks like a fucking Plevin, right?
Yeah, I don't even really have anything to talk about him. I just wanted to make fun of him and laugh because he's so out of touch. The guy, I don't understand him at all. You know, I appreciate the fact that you were like, yeah, I'll freaking have a debate with him and shit, but
Oh,
it
yeah,
would just be, it would be comical at the very least. But you know what would happen? He'd disconnect. He'd shut it right down. You know, we're not talking anymore. Fuck you, Will. I'm all done. You know,
telling
I'm going
you,
back up
I'm-
to my attic.
I'm telling you, he's not a real person. He's an apparition. He's a ghost.
He's seriously, he's not, he can't be
He's a
real.
ghost. He's a ghost that's haunting an attic.
Yeah.
And that's and he talks to Grant and Kate. And that's
Yeah,
it. These evil witches conjured him up. They put a pentagram on the ground in that attic, and then they set a seance, and then they conjured Plevin up, and now Plevin is just this product of the supernatural, and he needs to go back to the depths of purgatory where he belongs. Like wherever the depths of stupidity and lack of self-awareness, whatever that dimension is
Yeah.
yeah,
that he comes from, just send him back.
Yeah.
Kate, just say the little seance. Do I have to say Plevin 3 times and look in the mirror? Do I have to do that? Do I have to say Plevin 3 times in the mirror to make him go away?
Plevin's like Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
He's not a real person, dude. Like, look at him, dude. You ever see those still shots of a man? Like, he's just white. He's just like, I'm telling you, he's a ghost. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Not
I don't
real.
think he doesn't see
He's
his
not
own
a real
reflection.
person.
Yeah, he's not.
Yeah.
He doesn't see his own reflection.
Ugh.
Plevin.
Evan.
A freaking joke.
It's right. Like, it's so funny. Like, the dude he trolls himself.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
I will never, ever, ever get over that moment where I'm reviewing him reviewing Turtle Boy. He has that Susan person on his channel, or not? Is it True Crime and Wine?
Oh,
Karen.
yeah. What's her
Her
name?
name's Karen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Timu Coffendoffer. Timu Doffer. So he has her on there, and they're reviewing Turtle Boy, and he pauses it, right? Just randomly pauses it so he can talk and make a point. And then she makes a point, and her point is something like you know, the prosecution, they have more evidence now, and she thinks that she has a chance this time around in this retrial, and she's definitely going to lose this time. She's definitely going to get convicted or something to that effect, right? And then Plevin's like, yeah, exactly. And then he hits play, and then Turtle Boy, the very next words that come out of Turtle Boy's mouth are, the dumbest people in the world are on that side, the Plevins of the world. And he's telling that dude with the podcast, that guy that's on his channel that people didn't like, he's telling that guy, like, right as Plevin presses play, that's as soon as after she says this asinine stupid thing, the stupidest thing, and Plevin's like, yeah, and then boom, it's playing. The dumbest people in the world, the Plevins of the world, right? There's like,
Oh,
and I'm reviewing this and I lose my shit. And I'm like, clip that, please clip that. That is perfect. And Joe Flipperhead looked out and he got me.
oh, fantastic.
It's so funny. It's so funny. Like Plevin just shoots himself in the foot. That's why I'm not all worked up about everything that he's doing. I know people are all mad and they have a right to be mad. I'm just not. Again, I find the blessings in things, dude. Like Plevin is clearly the kind of guy that if he's doing something nefarious, he's going to shoot himself in the foot and he's going to get caught. And he's going to get caught. And he's going to look really stupid when it happens. Like he's going to do something that makes him look so stupid, which is what's going on right now. I mean, these emails, he tries to contact and intimidate this juror, and he's been spewing this rhetoric about Turtle Boy intimidating jurors for how long? You know, and Turtle Boy's never contacted anybody.
Right.
He's known the identity of that juror forever. Never contacted him once. And here's Plevin basically like sending this person veiled threats. You know, and I get the outrage over it. That's infuriating, of course. Sure. But I'm already at the place where I'm like, when he gets charged with something or, you know, whatever happens here. I'm still a spectator where I'm like, okay, Turtle Boy's going to expose whatever he needs to expose. He's going to get something done, whatever needs to get done here. Anything that can be done here is going to get done, you know? So, as much as I empathize with everyone's outrage for it, I can't help but find the humor in it because he's just, again, he's going to look absolutely stupid. Like it's inevitable. Like he can't. Right.
It's going to be awesome.
Like the Mother Meatloaf.
Oh yeah. He's like the Mother Meatloaf guy.
Yeah. I picture Plevin like hating his mom, and his mom's like on oxygen, and she's just sitting there like, you know, and she's got Old Murder She Wrote fucking playing, and she's asleep, and Plevin's like sitting next to her, and he brings her tea, and he had already flirted with the idea of putting rat poison in it, so he sits next to her, and then he pinches her oxygen tube that's going in her nose. He just pinches it just to fucking get off for just like a second because he's a sick fuck, you know. Like I picture him doing that, you know what I mean? Like just pinching it while she's asleep and going, and he's going,
oh Jesus, good God.
I deal with facts and evidence, Ma. Facts and evidence, Ma. Don't you forget it. You see it totally happening.
You probably nailed it. That's probably exactly what's going on.
You probably got that far off base.
Yeah.
I just picture it happening, dude. It's just what I picture Plevin doing.
Oh, good love of God.
Good stuff.
All right.
Woo.
Oh,
My
God.
cheeks hurt.
Holy shit. Laughter is the best medicine. No lie.
Oh boy.
I'm telling you, it's a lot easier to laugh than it is to get pissed off. So,
Yeah, it
you
is.
know.
Plevin's a clown, dude.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he's not even a real guy.
He's not. It's
I'm
so...
telling you, he's not even a real guy.
Let's wrap it.
All right. On that note,
we'll give you back the rest of your evening and do what you got to do. Get to the gym and shit. It's been a pleasure, man.
Hey, look, Rich Schiffer's in the house. What's up, buddy?
Here he
No,
is.
Rich. Where is he? There
Right
he
on.
is.
Yeah, love Rich Schiffer, man.
You
Love that
got it
guy.
on the nose.
Rich
Yeah.
knows.
Rich Schiffer's so cool, man. Like, I'm sick and tired of all the pussies. Like, I love it.
You know, right? He's great.
Like, I've never heard anybody scream that out, and it almost made me cry. I was like, like seriously, I got choked up. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, we got choked up. Like, I listened to Bradle, and then he follows up, and I'm just like,
You have it.
I don't have it. Look at the support for this guy, though, right?
Yeah, look at that. Look at that picture.
yeah, yeah, dude.
Look at all those
And Turtle Boy saying, "You mess with one of us, you mess with all of us." You know.
Yep, exactly.
Like we're fighting the system, man. Like you guys are out there in the front lines. You know what I mean? Like that's amazing. Like it's great. Like this is the greatest thing I've ever been a part of in my life. I can't express how grateful I am.
Well, we're grateful to you too, Will. I can't explain. I mean, I know I speak on behalf of everybody in the movement, at least from Boston, that, we just so appreciate you. And you are definitely an honorary Bostonian for sure.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
that wasn't
I
made
gotta rock
clear.
the hat, like that's why I
Yeah.
got one. I was like, I gotta get a Boston hat now and rock
Love
that.
it. Yeah. Love
I
it.
have to.
So yeah, we appreciate you, and we watch you religiously, and we just adore that you're a part of this. And
I'm grateful that you guys have accepted me.
absolutely wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
And keep in touch. If anything, need boots on the ground, you need any get on the ground up this way, give me a shout, and
Yeah, let us know.
And
Okay.
so hopefully next time Tracy still has to
Yeah,
meet
I
you.
still haven't met you in person, so
Yeah.
next time.
Wow, I can't believe that. Yeah,
I know, isn't that weird?
I've been up there twice. What's going on, Tracy?
I know. It's like people don't understand I have a full-time job. It's
No,
like,
just kidding.
I can't. I
Yeah,
have to work.
Yeah.
I do take some days off, but if I know you're coming, I'll definitely take the day off. But I know you don't like to announce it, so
yeah.
We'll see.
I prefer not to just.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Absolutely understood.
I got some vacation time I can take.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Yeah. It'll happen. Anywho.
All right, brother.
All right.
Well, be well. Say hello to the clubber and
Yeah, and the new
Virago.
kitty.
He heard you. He
I
heard you through my headphones, and he just sat up. He just
I was
went,
like,
what?
what are you talking about me?
It's getting so big.
Yeah. He's a big boy. He's too
That's
tired to
fantastic.
he was asleep. He's too tired to jump up here and say hi. But
Oh, I love how him and the
Yeah.
kitty get along. That is the
oh
cutest
my
thing.
god, yeah, they're like I am
So
in
lucky.
absolute heaven right now. Like
Yeah, it's
I have
great.
never been in a happier place right now. Just like he's, I got this little fur family, dude.
Yeah.
Pretty cool,
That's-
man.
Yeah.
I didn't even really think of it like that. I was just kind of like, oh man, look at those cats. I was like, could I get a cat? Could I swing it? Sure. Okay. Then
Yeah.
I'm gonna adopt a cat. And then I did, because it was there. And then
Exactly.
and at best I thought they would just stay out of each other's way, but they just fell in love with each other. They love each other.
That's
It's great.
fantastic.
It's so great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have 3
Yeah,
cats and a dog. We just got a kitten actually. She just turned a year old, but they don't get along at all. So you're very lucky.
Yeah. Yeah, Clubber is just the epitome
man.
of it's wild. Like he just doesn't get upset about anything
Yeah.
ever. He doesn't complain, he doesn't bark, like sometimes, very rarely will he bark,
Yeah.
but he's he wants to chase squirrels, but he doesn't want to hurt the squirrel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's like
Yeah, he didn't mean anything by it. Yeah.
with the kitten, like he does get kind of rough. You hear the kitten go, "Ow, ow," and I'll go, Clubber, chill out, and then he will, because when
Right.
we're playing, he's like that, because he's strong. He doesn't really realize it, but his jaw, like
yeah.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
thank God he's not mean. Thank God,
Yeah.
because he could really hurt somebody.
Okay.
And he like when we're playing, he listens incredibly. So, when we're playing, sometimes he gets a good hold of my hand, and I'll be like, Clubber, kisses only. And then he'll just
Aw.
start licking my hand,
Aw.
Really?
like he'll like,
Good boy.
he's just a good boy.
He's
Like
a
it's
good
crazy.
boy.
There's no, like, I spoil the shit out of him, and I'm happy to do it because he's genuinely a grateful dog. Like
Yeah.
he drinks out of his water, and then he comes up to me with his fucking jowls dripping to say thank you, basically. Just to be
Aw.
like,
Yep.
like, thanks for the water. It's crazy.
How old is
and
he
I pet
now?
him. I say about a year and maybe 3 or 4 months.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
he's still a baby.
Yeah.
He's awesome. You're lucky.
And
Yeah.
then you're gonna get the mini horse soon, right? And then somebody call up and say they're gonna need this place down the street for you.
I love opening the phone lines, man, because you get some
Funny.
You get
So
some
funny.
interesting folks calling, dude. You get some interesting folks
Yeah.
calling.
Go down the street and check out these mini horses. You can get one. You're like, what the hell are you, what are you talking about?
Right. Like it's gotten to the point to where even the awkward ones are funny. The ones that are
Yeah.
just like, hey, I'm
Yeah.
on with the Glara. And then and I'm like, yeah. And they're like, okay. Well, I won't take any more of your time. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go. And I'm like, all right, right on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, you called me.
Yeah.
It's right. I'm always just waiting. Like they go, hey, what's up? And I'm like, what's up,
Yeah.
man? And then they're like, all right. Hey man, did you want to chime in on something that I talked about for the last 3 hours? Or maybe.
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Oh boy.
All right, brother.
Thanks again. And
Thank you for having me.
yeah,
Appreciate
thank you
it.
so much. It's meant a lot to us, and a lot of the people are really
Oh, me
looking
too.
forward to you coming on. So thank you.
Awesome. No, yeah, I'm grateful that you guys had me. Thank you so much. I had a great time.
We do too. All right, we'll see you later. Take care.
See you later, brother.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I'm crying.
I
I'm like
literally
laughing
my
ass
stomach
off.
and my
My
eyes.
cheeks.
Oh, that was fantastic.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Before we go, I just want to give a little, I want to play that Dina thing with the sign right here. Is that okay? You want to do that?
Yeah.
Just a little info about how Dina's doing with the frame that everyone's signing. So I just want to, she sent us a little video today.
It's complete.
It's complete.
Yep.
Well, hello, Karen Reed supporters, Turtle Boy supporters. The frame is done. I got the last paw print on it, and it's all set to go. I'm going to be dropping it off hopefully this week to Nick Rocco to have it as a giveaway for Karen's Defense Fund. There's well over 300 signatures on it, well over. And of course, all the paw prints and everything. My God, there's so many signatures on it. There's Karen and her whole family. If you guys didn't hear, Jen McCabe's lawyer, Kevin Reddington, signed it. Of course, my favorite, the Galera. He's like, right there. Right there's the Galera. And then all the paw prints. Henry, we got Pickles, we got Roxy, we got Nathan. Betterow signed it. Bradle signed it. Everybody down there. Rita Lombardi, Tom CPU, Erica, all the girls, all the gang. Scott McGinnis signed it. I mean, there's so many. Boston Mike, you name it. They're all on here. Well over 300. So I'm crossing my fingers. I put a lot of work and effort into this, and I really hope it does really well. And it's going to be affordable for people too. I didn't want somebody with just a bunch of money to be able to outbid. So I wanted like where it's like $10 a ticket or something, and Nick spins the wheel thing and get it to go. It's going to be hard to let go. This was my baby for a while, but and Chris Loring signed it too, and he's the one that did the Free Karen Reed song that's on the Glara's channel. So it's just it's everybody. It really is. It's amazing. So anyways, look for it on the Justice page. I'm sure they're going to be advertising it probably starting next week. Free Karen Reed. If we got to do this again, we're all ready. And we're getting up there. Stuff's happening right now, and we ain't got no quit. We're not going anywhere. We got your back, Karen. Peace out.
Love me some Dina.
Yeah,
She's
that's
awesome.
fantastic. She sent that to me right before we went on. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta get this uploaded.
Yeah.
So,
Just
yeah. Go ahead.
before we forget, I got a bunch of cash apps I want to read. So, hold on. Jennifer O'Donnell sends $20. Says, "I love you both so much. Thank you."
Oh, thanks, Jen.
Abe C.
Abe
Abe C. $25. She said, thanks for for being awesome friends and hosts. Aw.
Thank
And
you.
Judy, another someone who's always very, very what's the word I'm thinking of? I can't think of the word.
No, I can't get in there.
All right. She's always given us cash app, so we really
Very
appreciate
generous?
you. Generous, thank
Is
you.
that the word?
That's the
Okay.
word. $20, and she says for you.
Thank you.
Wait, I got another
It
one.
was.
I got another from Tina Shepard, another generous contributor. $10. She says, "Thanks for the show. Thanks for your show. Like chatting with friends." I love that. That's
Thanks,
my
Tina.
favorite part of the show.
Yeah.
I love that you guys think that. So
And that's what that's what we strive for, is to get I think Dylan, actually, speaking of which,
oh yeah.
so well, let's pull that up as the brand thing.
Oh, okay.
But the Dylan had said it's like hanging in the, what do you call it, the lounge.
The
The
lounge.
lounge. So
That's
it's like
what they call it over there. The lounge. I mean,
so like
the parlor.
Yeah, the parlor and the parlor.
Are we in the parlor?
Yeah. So
I don't know what you want me to. Oh, right
right
here.
there, yeah.
All right,
So
hold on.
next week we have Dylan coming on.
Dylan's gonna be
Tuesday
on.
night. So he's gonna pop in, and it's a late night for him.
Yeah,
But
poor guy.
he well, we love him. He supports us in everything that we do, and then some. So
Yeah, he's
looking forward to having him on.
the best. I'm just throwing that up there because somebody asked about the Sunday
Sunday
standouts.
standouts.
We already went through the standouts, but if you want,
Yeah, so there's one these are all Sunday. There's one in Franklin, 250 Franklin Village Drive. There's a new one in Fall River, Plymouth Ave and Pleasant Street. Those are both 10 to 12. And there's one in the Plymouth Waterfront, 1 to 3, and the Auburn Mass Pike overpass, 1 to 3, 88 Bancroft Street. So get out, show your support, bring your signs. If you don't have signs, go there and clap and cheer and wave. It's all
and
it's
there's
all
always
good.
plenty
There's
of
always
signs.
signs.
Everyone's got signs. That was SD who actually donated that $25. So thank you, honey.
Oh, thank you.
Oops. All right. Anything else? Should we
I think that's it.
call it a night? I know Turtle Boy's coming on in a couple minutes. So
give me time to get something to eat.
yeah. Well, that show friggin' rocked.
Yeah, that was fun.
That made my that made my week.
And that's what what I want the show to be. I mean, we could talk case stuff all day, but we want to talk about the people.
Yeah.
And some of the stories that he shared, personal stories, even about his getting his, the name the Glare and how he came about that, and what he's gone through and been through, and how far he's come. And it's inspiring. So again,
And he's a real person, and we all have our struggles. I mean, I'm sure we can all relate to where he's been. But it's just, I just love the fact that we're all just people. We're all just people here. And that's what makes it great.
Yeah, it's outstanding. So everybody, you guys are the greatest.
You guys are the greatest. The chat was, I was reading the chat, and you guys are just asking great questions. You guys are talking with each other. We have the best chat. We really do.
I was trying to keep up with the chat, but I didn't want to lose focus on what Will was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you guys are the best. Again, if you guys have any suggestions for the show, any ideas, guests, topics, anything like that, reach out, send us a message, let us know. This is we do this channel, for you as well as for us, because we enjoy it immensely.
There's no you, there'd be no us. So.
Exactly. So thank you all very much. And we'll see you more than likely Sunday.
Sundays with Jen.
Sundays with Jen. And then next Tuesday, we'll be on with Dylan.
Yeah.
And we're looking very much forward to that one. That should be a fun one.
Yeah, that should be pretty hysterical.
Full of laughs.
Dana and Dylan are pretty funny.
Yeah.
Together.
Yeah.
And we get that Dennis Sweeney guy on here too. Maybe we'll have him chime in. Get
Yeah,
the trio.
I'll wear my shirt,
Yeah,
Dana Dennis shirt.
and Dana, I'll wear mine too.
You should. All
All
right.
right, that's enough.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, guys, we love you so much. Thank you so much for coming to our little production here. And we'll see you soon.
Bye now.
Bye.